Hey there, it's Desiree. Welcome. I'm doing a really quick live stream on how to trust yourself. So for those of you who've never attended one of my live streams before, you may just be getting familiar with me. My name's Desiree Stafford. And what I help people do is essentially make the money that they know that they're capable of. Help my clients achieve a lot of money in a short period of time. Hey, Lamora, how are you? And so I want to talk to you today about one of the key things that helps my clients achieve success. So this is a really important topic because it's something that I've struggled with for a long time. It's also something that I see many of the clients who come to me struggling with, and we have to break them out of this in order for them to achieve the results that they desire. So if you are familiar with my work, you know that I have clients who have, they go from like $2,500 a month to $50,000 in 6 weeks. They go from $20,000 a month to $100,000 a month in 2 months, right? So these are the kind of quantum leaps my clients are making. And one of the key reasons that they're able to do this is because they learn to trust themselves, all right? Now, when I say trust yourself, I'm not talking about, the scaredy cat version of yourself that is so attached to the old stories that are keeping you playing below your level. I'm talking about trusting the higher version of yourself. I like to call it the 2.0 version of yourself. Because what most people think is that in order to achieve another level of success, they have to become someone new. And that is true. But the new person that you're becoming is the newer version of yourself, right? So this is not about copying other people and, putting anyone else up on a pedestal. This is about acknowledging the higher version that already exists within yourself that you are not allowing to fully come out, to fully blossom. Because if you were to do that, you achieving the goals that you have would be relatively easy. Right? The only reason whatever goals you have right now either feel far out there, they feel like they're going further and further away, it feels difficult for you to achieve them, is because you are operating from your lower level of consciousness. The consciousness right now that is attached to the stories, the part of you that is, or let me rephrase it, the identity that you have right now is not allowing you to break through. It's not allowing you to achieve the goals that you want. So in order to get there, you have to shift. The shift is internal, right? You have to allow yourself to step into the 2.0 version of yourself for whom achieving whatever your goals are becomes easy, becomes natural. If you don't do that, and this is a really important thing, if you don't do that, then you can't achieve your goals. This is why so many people they'll have like occasional high peaks and they'll come back down to their comfort level. The level at which their present identity, the one that they're attached to, is comfortable, right? If you don't want to keep doing that, then you have to be able to really embody the 2.0 version of yourself. And this is all about trusting yourself, right? It's really about trusting yourself, because what we tend to do is we have these desires and we think our desires are these big, grandiose dreams that are impossible, right? And when you think that, it means you're not trusting yourself. It means that you don't trust that the desire within you is yours, right? Meaning that it's already fulfilled if you decide, if you allow yourself to really go for it. What most people do is they have a dream and they'll say, I'm going to go for it. And they start to take steps towards it, and they're operating out of their present level of consciousness, their present identity. And so it feels hard for them to achieve. And sometimes, they'll try and fail, they'll try and fail, they'll try and fail. And with each failure or failed attempt, let's put it that way, they lose confidence, they lose trust, they lose faith. And then they stay at their present level, frustrated that they're not able to break through. However, if you were to use those failed attempts as just feedback, as information, in terms of where you need to continue to grow so that you can fully step into the 2.0 version of yourself, then you would be able to achieve your goal, all right? I have allergies or sinuses or something like that. Hey, Danielle, how are you? So is that clear for you guys when it comes to really trusting yourself in terms of allowing yourself to go for what it is that you say that you want full out, instead of coming back to your present reality and looking at the evidence that you see as proof that you cannot have what you say that you want? Because that's what typically happens. We make these attempts operating from our current state of consciousness, and then we think that it's too difficult, it's impossible, we can't do what we desire to do. But we can, if we stay focused on who we are becoming, right? I don't like to say it like that. I don't like to say who we are becoming because in some way it feels to me like I am projecting that you are not that person. You are that person. You have to trust that you are that person is what I'm really trying to say. That's what I want to communicate to you. And the problem that I see most of the time is that we don't trust the 2.0 version of ourselves. We think almost like it's a myth, right? Or like it's luck, but it's not who we really are, but it actually is. The persistent desires that you have, the persistent dreams that you have them for a reason, because that 2.0 version of yourself is trying to come out, right? And when we stop denying her, when we stop denying her, when we stop pushing her down, when we stop saying, it's fanciful, right? Or it's, I think that's the word, fanciful. You know what I'm saying, right? Like it's a fantasy that this person is real. When we stop disassociating from that person, when we stop detaching ourselves from that version of ourselves, and we really claim that version of ourselves in the here and now, then whatever you desire seems probable, not impossible. I hope that's clear. I don't know if I'm communicating clearly. Hey, Angelisa, how are you? So, does anyone have any questions about what I'm talking about in terms of trusting yourself? Because I feel like I went off on a couple of different tangents, but I think this is an important topic because so many of us are really playing small because we're not trusting the higher version of ourselves. Because, we are so quick to look at what we are experiencing in our everyday reality and take that as our truth, but it's not. That's your past. Everything that you're experiencing right now is it's a reflection of what you manifested in the past. So that would be the combination of your past thoughts, feelings, and actions, right? That's what you're seeing today. It's already done. What you're experiencing right now already is, right? And if you want to create something bigger, if you want to create something quote unquote better, right? Then you have to be willing to step into that higher version of yourself and trust that higher version of yourself no matter what, instead of trusting what you see in your physical reality, which is based on past creation. If you're wanting to create something new, a new experience, then you have to trust in the higher version of yourself that believes, or the higher version of yourself that gave you the vision of that new experience, right? The big ideas that we have, that come to us that we call downloads, that's all coming from our higher version, that 2.0 version of yourself, right? And if you trust that version, no matter what you see, then you will achieve your goals. If you distrust that version of yourself because of what you see, then you will not achieve your goals. Is that clear? All right, please give me some yeses or nos or whatever so I can clear things up if it's not clear. Questions? Comments, anything? I feel like I'm out here, I feel like I'm on a stage and like people are watching me no, I feel like a comedian and I'm delivering jokes and no one's laughing. That's how I feel right now. Any questions, comments, anything? So I know if you get this, if I'm making sense, or if I need to clarify things for you. Hey, Linda, how are you? Oh, perfect. Okay, so Linda says it's beautifully explained. Okay, great. Because I know how things come out, sometimes don't always come out how I'm processing them in my head. So I want to make sure I'm being very clear. Okay, cool. So I'm going to let you guys go because I have a call in a few minutes. If no one has any questions, okay, hold on. Okay, so Daniela has a question. This might be the last question I take before I wrap up, but let's see. Daniela says, it's clear there's an element of time that I think gets confusing, like when are you 2.0? You're 2.0 now. So I'm glad you raised that, because this is part of what I wanted to explain. You are the 2.0 version of yourself now. You have to own that. The problem, or the reason why most people don't own it, is because they keep relying on their senses, right? What they can see, what they can touch, what they can hear, what they can feel, right? Well, not feel, but you know what I'm saying. So people keep relying on the physical reality and thinking that, well, I'm not that 2.0 version of myself, because if I was, I would have the house that I want, or I'd have the cars that I want, or I'd have whatever that I want, right? You can only get those things when you step into the 2.0 version of yourself, right? That's the misconception. There's no waiting You may have to allow some time for the manifestations to appear in your physical, like the new manifestations of what you desire to appear in your physical reality. There may be some time delay with that. However, you can eliminate the time, or let me say it this way, you can lessen the time delay by how much you believe that you are the 2.0 version of yourself now. Because your beliefs, and your beliefs are a combination of your thoughts and your feelings, right? When you really strongly believe in something, you can manifest it much faster. The reason why it feels like there's such a long delay between when we desire something to have it manifest is because in that delay is when we're strengthening up our belief, we're shoring up our belief. And the reason it takes so long for most people is because, again, they're operating from their current version of themselves or from their current level of consciousness. So let's put it this way. Your current level of consciousness is here. 2.0 version of yourself is here. And this is where the desires that you have, that 2.0 version of yourself made you aware of, is, right? Now, if you keep trying to get here, right? If you keep thinking that you're here and that you have to get here, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to do this. It's going to be like this all the time. It's like you have the desire for more, but then you keep looking at your physical reality and saying, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet, right? However, if you just claim this right now, right? You just claim, I don't have to get anywhere. This is just who I am, meaning that you start thinking, you start acting, you start speaking as if you already were this 2.0 version of yourself, then you don't have to keep, I mean, there will be some slipping back. There will be some sliding backwards until you get really comfortable. But from this place, your desires start to feel natural. It starts to feel like, of course. And when it starts to feel like, of course, is when you're able to manifest it faster because your belief is strong. You now have the level of conviction that you need in order to download more ideas, to call in more people and opportunities for you to realize whatever it is that you're pursuing. I hope that's clear. Okay, let's see. Okay, good. You got it? All right, good. Now I really have to go because I have to be on another call in actually 1 minute. So I hope you guys got a lot of value out of today's training. If you would like some support with, getting to your next level and calling in the desires that you have, feel free to reach out to me, send me a private message, or go to DesireeStafford.com/session and we can set up a time to chat. I hope you guys, again, got some value, and I will talk to you again soon. Have a great weekend. Bye.